Hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Furthermore, welcome back to yet another exciting figure review. Tonight we're taking a look at the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 Mangle Funko Pop. This is a figure I've been wanting for years. I've been begging for Funko to make a Mangle figure, and now we finally have it. So, yeah, one of the Funko Pops I've been wanting, wishing for years now. We finally have. I'm gonna review it for you guys. Whew. I've wanted one of you in the collection for a long time, since before you even existed. Anyway, you can see the figure in the display window there. You can see a render of Mangle. You can see her name, Mangle. You can see Pop Games. It's from the game Five Nights at Freddy's. You can see her number, which is 1087. Side of the box, you can see the right corner of the FNAF 2 office with the same stuff from the front of the box. Pop Games, a render of the character, Mangle, 1087. And lastly, here it is again, the corner of the FNAF 2 office, a render of the character, Pop Games. It's from the game Five Nights at Freddy's. Here's the number, 1087, and the other figures in the lineup, which we've reviewed all of them, with Mangle being the last figure we need to review in this set. So if you guys missed out on any of those figures, all of the reviews are up on the channel now. We got Withered Bonnie, Withered Chica, Withered Foxy, Withered Freddy, and of course, we are taking a look at Mangle right now. Side of the box here, you can see the figure peeking, you can see its number, you can see Pop Games, you can see its name, Mangle, and then the top of the box here, you can see the figure peeking, Funko logo, and Pop Games. And that pretty much wraps up everything there is when it comes to the packaging. So I'm going to take a few minutes to get this bad girl unboxed. Don't go away, there's more review to be had. Alright, here is Mangle out of the box, and you'll have to forgive me if I'm a little bit too extra or giddy, because I've been wanting this figure for years. I've been wanting there to be a Mangle Funko Pop for years, and now I finally have one. I can hold it. Look at this. I can hold it in my two hands. I have it. I've been wanting this figure for so long. Anyway, she does have articulation in her head like the other figures in the line, although you're not going to get a full rotation, just a very nice, smooth, side-to-side movement in her head. And that is literally because her endoskeleton skull here and the hand get in the way of her having a full rotation, which, is fine. I'm just happy that we have this. I can't complain on it because I've been wanting this for years, and she looks so good. They even painted the inside of her head silver, like to be like the skull. They didn't do that on the other figures, but I guess because she's a supersized figure, she gets special treatment. And she's got all of this nice, bright metallic silver paint for the endoskeleton joints and parts that make up her twisted and, well, mangled body. The only parts that remain of Funtime Foxy here are the head, the two hands, and one of the feet. And, of course, I guess the bow tie there, which you can see. But really, really cool. She, of course, does have the dry brushing that the other figures have. It's just not very present on this figure. It's very, very subtle, and I don't even think the camera is picking it up. But she does have the dry brushing. It's just not very, very evident. They didn't really do a whole lot with the dry brushing. It's very faint. But it's still a really, really cool figure. I actually wish that the endoskeleton was maybe a little rusted, and maybe they put a little bit of the dry brushing on the skeleton to make the skeleton look a little bit damaged, or maybe have like grease or something. That would be pretty cool, but I, again, am happy with what we got. I think this looks amazing. I wanted this figure for so long, okay? So long. Now we have a Mangle figure. Ugh! Like the joints and everything. She doesn't even need a base, you know. You might think that because of her head, it's so big, right, within Funko's style, that she would need a base. But no, with her, like, tripod-built legs here, she literally stands on these 3 legs quite nicely. Like, you're not gonna get her to fall down unless you, like, literally push her down. Like, look at this. She's not going anywhere. But yeah, I love this figure. I've been wanting this for years. You can see like the rib cage. There's even some rivets here on the upper part of the skeleton. I'm noticing actually a lot of the body of this thing is just animatronic endoskeleton joints with like a rib cage added to it. That's literally all it is. And then you got like the parts of Funtime Foxy on there. But really, really cool. Back of it here, you can see like a tail. You know, they didn't have to put that on there, but the fact that they did is really, really cool. Oh, I love this thing so much. Anyway, before things get too long, I guess we'll go into some comparisons with this really cool Mangle Funko Pop. Real quick here, I just wanted to say that I am going to be comparing Mangle to different Foxy Funko Pops because I've always thought of Mangle as a version of Foxy. I mean, in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, Funtime Foxy is literally treated as a toy version of Foxy. So, I'm going to treat this review segment as such. We are going to be comparing Mangle to other Foxys because she is, in my eyes, a version of Foxy. First up for comparison, here is Mangle next to Foxy. This is the original Foxy that Funko came out with. And, of course, Mangle is slightly bigger than Foxy because he is a standard Funko Pop and she is a supersized. But you can see her next to OG Foxy. Next up for comparison, here she is next to Withered Foxy from Five Nights at Freddy's 2. And before you ask, even if you didn't want to know, you're going to know now. Yes, I do ship Mangle and Foxy. They are lovers in my headcanon. And finally, here she is next to the live-action Five Nights at Freddy's movie Foxy. Of course, I've said it a million times, I love this figure. But I truly mean it this time around. I love this Mangle Funko Pop figure. Because it's something I've wanted for years. I've dreamed of there being a Mangle Funko Pop. I've wanted this for a long, long time. And now that I finally have this figure in my collection, along with my other Five Nights at Freddy's figures, I'm just happy. There's a happiness to owning this figure. After craving it, practically begging in all of my videos where I talked about Funko Pops I wanted to exist. That's on my previous channel. You gotta go check that out. But it's not on this channel. But I've wanted this figure for a long time, and to finally have it, you know, the world is at peace. Everything is as it should be. Now, talking about the figure in question, it's a good figure. There's literally nothing I can say about it that is bad. It is a perfect figure. Maybe they could have added some dry brushing to the skeleton, maybe some reds and browns to make the skeleton look a little rusted, or continue to use the black dry brushing on the skeleton to maybe make it look like there's oil all over it or something, that make it look all burnt up or something from like it overheating or something. That would be pretty cool. But as a figure by itself, as it is right now, it's a perfect figure. Of course, they could have done stuff to it to make it better, and I really want Funko to re-release this Mangle in Phantom Mangle colors. I think that would be really, really cool. And I guess before we close out, I'll bring all the other figures into shot here, because this is the last video in this series where I'm taking a look at Funko's Withered Animatronics line of Funko Pop figures. So I like to do that in a lot of these videos where I review the full set, and they look amazing together. They have quite the shelf presence, they look great on a display next to one another, and they're super dope looking. Of course, Mangle is the jewel of this collection. She looks amazing, but I highly recommend grabbing the whole set. They are amazing figures, and of course, as you can see from the end of this video, they look great next to one another. But with that being said, let me know what you guys think about the Mangle Funko Pop, and with that, do take care, have a great night, and I'll see you in the next video.